Hey guys, Jordan with the Young Turks at TYT Politics. I am here on a hill right next to Sacred Stone Camp, which is down that way. Sacred Stone Camp is one of the camps that is here in North Dakota, very close to where the Dakota Access Pipeline is being built. Behind me is Cannonball River. Cannonball River goes out over there, and the mouth meets the Missouri River. I was here a few weeks ago in this same spot, I think around Labor Day actually. So Emma and I got here near Standing Rock last night. We hit the ground running this morning. I covered a demonstration by water protectors. They don't call themselves protesters because this is their land, so they're protecting their land. So they started, it was on Route 136 here in North Dakota. It was a march, so they marched 4 miles to get to essentially a police blockade. There was, I'd say, over 100 police officers holding billy clubs. There was some in military camo in a tank holding assault rifles, lined up from left to right to make sure that the protectors could not go through to where the actual construction was being built. This was a military presence that you would see in one of these cities like Ferguson or Baltimore after when there's protests for one of these African American males who have been killed by police. I have never seen a police presence like this, really just for peaceful protectors. The most violent thing they were carrying were signs or banjos to bang on. So I actually heard one of the police officers say in his megaphone, "We do not want any violence." Meanwhile, they are the ones holding billy clubs and shotguns, while the protectors were holding banners. In this particular demonstration, which we covered, there were no arrests. They had a yellow line across, where if you crossed this yellow line, they were going to arrest you. The leaders of the protectors, there was a liaison who went to go talk to the police to express that all they wanted to do was go up to the construction site and pray, not even try to block it or anything like that. The police said no, and after tribal dance, tribal prayer, it was a very lifting scene, very beautiful scene. I streamed it on the Young Turks Facebook page, so you could go back and watch that on the Young Turks Facebook page. I'd say a couple hundred protectors who had walked 4 miles to get to this point walked back. This morning, we weren't there, but there were about 9 people arrested, and they successfully were able to halt one of the construction sites for the day. As I just learned through an interview, every day that they stop construction, this oil company basically loses like $1 million. So it's not only important to stop the construction to hit them where it hurts in their wallet, but also this oil company, the parent company is called Energy Transfer Partners. That's the company who owns the Dakota Access Pipeline. They have a deadline of December 1st to build this pipeline. If they don't meet December 1st, the money people start pulling out, the investors. So they are building night and day. So the protectors are essentially trying to either stop or slow down the construction. Another thing that you need to know, because I think a lot of people who haven't been tuned into this paid attention to headlines a few weeks ago, where headline, President Obama, Department of Justice, halt construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. That was a temporary injunction for a specific area around the water, pretty much the area closest to the lake. That injunction was lifted last Sunday. So pretty much they could build wherever they want now. That injunction was lifted, and they have been building. And it should be pointed out that they do not currently have permits from the Army Corps of Engineers to build the pipeline on all the areas, because it's not just in one area. There's multiple parts and areas where they are building this pipeline, and this pipeline is going through multiple states. Next, from what I'm told, is Iowa. So they don't have permits to build on all these lands, but they're doing it anyway. So for those of you who thought that the pipeline was halted and there's been no construction, there is construction. And from what I hear, rough estimates are they are about 88 to 90% finished with this pipeline. In an interview I just did, LaDonna Brave Bull, who owns the land that we are currently on, Sacred Stone Camp, told me that they are approximately 14 miles from where we are now. And as you can see, this is their water source, Cannonball River. These indigenous people here have been here for hundreds of years. This is their land, this is their home, and this is their water, right behind us. So the pipeline is closing in. They are getting closer and closer to their land. And people I'm talking to are, I was here about a month ago, people were emotional. They've gotten more emotional, rightly so, because one person I just interviewed, the owner of this land, who's been a leader among tribes people here, her name is LaDonna. Her daughter was recently, a few days ago, arrested as a passenger in a car. She was a passenger in a car. She was arrested for speeding. I've never heard of that. She was a passenger. She was arrested for speeding. They took her into the jail. They stripped her down naked. They threw her into the jail cell naked for a whole night and then gave her an orange jumpsuit the next day. So you see police brutality happening in barbaric fashion. You also see surveillance increasing. There are helicopters, there are drones flying above the camps where these people live. There are drones and helicopters flying above when there are processions of vehicles driving to demonstrate. This morning, there was, loose guess, maybe over 100 cars driving in procession to reach this point where they wanted to demonstrate and shut down a pipeline. There were helicopters, there's drones above. I've heard everything from the one hotel that's here, which is a casino and hotel. They are jamming cell phone signals and they are trying to tap into people's communication. So this is the police state. This is surveillance, police state. I have to do a little more research, but I've been told that the governor of North Dakota actually holds shares, has stock shares in the company, the oil company that is building this pipeline. And the governor has tried to help the pipeline owners ram this through. The senators from North Dakota are not really lifting a finger to stop this pipeline from being completed. You hear Bernie Sanders the other day demanding to President Obama once again that he halt construction. But make no mistake, the injunction that Obama and the Department of Justice put down a couple weeks ago has been lifted. So they are free to build wherever they want, and they are building wherever they want. And what I saw this morning, and we're going to put it on our YouTube page, youtube.com/TYTpolitics. Definitely go and subscribe. I've never seen a police presence like this for this a peaceful demonstration. There was literally the most violent thing they were doing is chanting and praying. So the stakes are high here. I asked people, well, what happens if the pipeline is built? President Obama, his Army Corps of Engineers, the Department of Justice are apparently researching now the cultural and environmental effects. Well, what the hell does that matter if the pipeline is already built? I have been told by tribes people here and many different people that even if this pipeline is built, they will do whatever they have to do to make sure that oil is not flowing. And as you saw from other pipelines in other states in the last few days, there were actions to kind of stop the wells from turning and stop the oil from flowing. So these people are passionate that this pipeline, they say this will not be completed. And they also say that even if it is completed, the oil will never flow. You should also know that journalists are under attack here. I was not arrested this morning, fortunately, but Amy Goodman, who was arrested weeks ago, I believe Labor Day weekend, for the crime of journalism. She did journalism that showed police essentially unleashing dogs on humans and simply stood there and asked, why are you telling your dogs to bite people? So she was charged with criminal trespassing. She is back here. I interviewed her earlier on Facebook. She has her court date on Monday here in North Dakota at Morton County Court. And she, just yesterday, they dropped the trespassing charges. But out of thin air, now they are charging her with inciting a riot. Yes, good old Amy Goodman, who's a friend of the Young Turks. I admire her a lot. She incited a riot by simply asking not even public police, private security mercenaries, why are you instructing your dogs to bite human flesh? So that was apparently inciting a riot in today's America. So they are arresting protectors, they've arrested journalists, they've arrested celebrities. We saw Shailene Woodley the other day was arrested for the crime of broadcasting on Facebook Live. They arrested her. And as I just told you, they are arresting family members of tribe leaders. They are targeting family members of tribe leaders and throwing them in prison without clothes. So this is not, this is a crisis. This is an emergency. What's going on here? I don't tell people what to do. If you choose to come here, that's up to you. But they do ask for more bodies here. They need more people here to demonstrate, to try to protect the land. They ask for donations. There's several GoFundMe pages for Sacred Stone Camp, the main camp, Red Warrior Camp. Just go to GoFundMe, Standing Rock. You'll find a bunch. But really, they want people to be here. So if geographically, financially, you're able to do that, that's your decision. But they're definitely asking for that and encouraging that. Emma is on the camera right now. We're going to be shooting a lot, but also trying to fast and furious get videos up. So you could go to youtube.com/TYT Politics. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me until you subscribe. We just passed, I believe we're about to hit 87,000 subscribers, and that's since January. So we're moving. And for those of you who are subscribed, thank you as always for watching. And we will be reporting probably here through Monday. So you could stay with us, youtube.com/TYT Politics. We'll also do some stuff here on the Young Turks YouTube and on Facebook at TYT Politics or the Young Turks. Thanks, guys.